That my
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar, another webinar with HP Life today. And my name is Sonia Siddiqui, and joining me today is Aina. Hi, Aina.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me.
So I'm going to hand it over to Aina in just a quick second. But a bit before that, I just want to go over a few slides. So on the next slide, you'll see that everyone is muted. So Aina, if you can go to the next slide. Thank you. So you're all on listen only mode, and so we will not be able to hear you, but Aina will be taking your questions towards the end of the presentation. So please type your questions into the Q&A tab. And for best results, please use a laptop or a desktop computer. If you are using mobile devices such as cell phones or tablets, I highly suggest downloading the Zoom app. And on the next slide, I'm just going to quickly talk about ACCES Employment. We've been around for over 30 years helping job seekers such as yourselves. We work with multiple employers. We've got over 30 tailored programs, which include our sector-specific bridging programs as well. We've got 6 locations in the GTA, with our 7th newest location opening up in Newmarket soon. And we've got everything online at the moment. So all of our programs are running online. We have several webinars coming up online. Check out our website to see what's coming next. And that's all from me, and I'm going to hand it over to you now.
Thank you, Sonia. Again, thank you everyone for being here. I hope you and your families are okay. As Sonia said, my name is Ina Progonati. I am the program lead for HP Life, which is a program of the HP Foundation. As the times, currently we're all facing some very interesting times, and we thought it would be a good idea for us to take some time to walk you through a product of the HP Foundation called HP Life. As mentioned, HP Life is an online and offline platform that has around 32 different courses in 7 different languages. They are fully free of charge. So any of you right now that are stuck at home looking for a job or trying to entertain yourselves or learn something, or also, have children that would like to go use some different content, this HP Life would be a very good resource for you all. As I mentioned, it is indeed a free product, which means that any one of you can sign up. And right here on the bottom is the URL. So it's www.life-global.org. And once you get on the platform, and I will walk you through actually what the different steps to do that in this webinar are, you will go through one of the courses or any of the 32 courses, and you would receive a certificate of completion. What that means is that by the end of the course, you would have acquired a certain amount of knowledge, and this certificate also shows you that you have completed the specific course. The other thing that is super exciting for us at HP Life is the fact that the platform now is also available offline through a partnership with another nonprofit partner of ours called Learning Equality through a platform called Colibri. What that means is that any of you can, if you don't necessarily have access to internet, you can go to HP Life and use it through the Colibri platform. Something else that I'll walk you through in a little while is the fact that we have different resources, such as through the partnership, and resources for you to be able to use HP Life in your homes, or for your own professional growth and so on. As mentioned earlier, HP Life is a product of the HP Foundation. We started HP Life in 2012. And we made a goal in 2016 to reach 1 million new users by 2025. So looking to increase usership and get as many people as possible using our content. The next slide is just for you to see. Can I do a check? Do you guys hear me well?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Perfect. Sorry, because I know my mic doesn't work sometimes. So the first thing that I wanted to show you guys is a kind of how the platform itself works and how it looks like. As you can see on the top, you have again the URL for you to sign up. The second part is, I know it is not necessarily the easiest process to sign up, so I just wanted to walk you through how to do that. Once you get on the landing page, there is a small button on the right corner that shows you how to register. Please do so. Once you click through that, you're going to get to a secondary landing page that teaches you how to go through the different steps of, signing up with an email, with Facebook, your LinkedIn, and so on. Once you go through this process and you actually make a profile, something that is very important for you to do is to activate your account. What that means is you need to go back to your email and you need to activate your email address. And then once you do that, you'll be able to sign up for the courses and actually be able to take as many as you want. If you don't activate your account, you're not going to be able to access the courses. Something that I would like to point out to all of you, sometimes the email itself goes to spam, and please give it around a maximum an hour for you to be able to get the link to get an account on HP Life. The reason why I wanted to walk you through this is so you can see how actually it takes a minute for you to set up an account and to be able to get all this wonderful content for free. This is the next step. Once you activate your account, you can put your name, your last name, your password, and so on, and then you'd be able to access all the content. The next part that I wanted to walk you through is the fact that we have a good amount of courses at HP Live that are categorized in different categories. As you can see, marketing, communications, finance, operations, startup innovation. The way that they are divided, these 32 courses are in these categories, which allows you to choose what makes sense or doesn't make sense for you to take depending on what your interest is, or what do you want to improve in your already existing knowledge, or just explore something that you don't already have the information on. The other thing, this is a perfect example of how a course in HP Life works. Every single course is divided in 4 different sections. The first one is the storyline. The second one is the business concept. The third one is the technology skill. In the storyline, you kind of get a better understanding of what the issue is. I'll walk you through an example. One of our latest courses that we have worked on is a course called Growth Engine for Your Business, which basically walks users through how do you, let's say you have a business, and the example in the class is you want to grow your coffee shop from just a coffee shop to a catering opportunity. This course, in the beginning, you actually can choose your own avatar. This is one of our newest courses, which is very exciting because there are more interactive. You can choose your mentor, and you can also choose what represents you. And they talk about the fact that the character in this class wants they actually want to grow their business into also a catering company, not just a coffee shop. The second part, the business concept, is where you learn the actual like what is a growth engine, how can you use marketing strategies for you to grow your business, are there any customer relationship strategies that you could use, and so on. And in technology skills, you get to implement the concept that you learned during the business concept section in actual activities. So in this specific course in growth engine, you are to use the growth engine model for whatever business idea is that you have. For us, it's very important to get your feedback as users. So every single course, you would have to go through a very easy survey that asks you a couple of questions, such as, did you enjoy the course? Did you understand the course? What did you like? What did you not like? Are the concepts actually easy for you? Did you like the activities, and so on? What we do with that is that's also for our internal purposes, but we use that content to better understand if our classes are something that makes sense to our users. And through that, those surveys, we have an 84% of our users accredit HP Life in a way to the success of their careers or new jobs, or depending, or coursework, and so on. The next slide is an example of what a storyline would look. As you can see, it's two characters talking to each other. And I just wanted, for the ones of you that have not already signed up and been able to get on the platform, just to give you an idea until you get your activation email, how it looks. The next slide, it just shows you actually how this looks on the platform. And the last thing when it comes to the structure of the HP Life course is the next step section. In this section, we provide you with different links or articles or webinars and so on that you can go through and use as once you have completed the course. It also gives you another list of other courses that you can take that would be relevant to the course that you just took, if that makes sense. As I mentioned in the beginning of our webinar, every single of the courses will have a certificate of completion. And what we have found from our users is, which is actually wonderful to see, a lot of our users take them in interviews or add them on their LinkedIn profile and so on, which is, you know, helpful for us to see. And at the same time, on the right here, there is a transcript. This is basically a version of all the different courses that you guys have taken, and you can take that and share it with your future employee and so on. As at HP, sustainability is very important for us, and we define that in three different pillars: in planet, people, and community. HP Life is part of the community community pillar for HP. I just wanted to give you a little bit more in that insight for HP as an overall organization. The next one is a couple of more information on HP Life numbers. So we have around 800,000 users since 2012 on HP Life from 200 different countries, which is pretty impressive. This, to clarify, is not the goal of reaching 1 million people by 2025 that was made in 2016. So currently we are at around 250,000 users, and would love for all of you to join. Another interesting fact that I would love to share is the fact that there is around 74 million unemployed young people right now, and this is why HP Life was conceived in a way for us to tackle that number. And that number, to be honest, is before COVID, so I'd assume that's a little bit more as of lately. HP Life is being used by different groups of people. It's being used by students, it's used by unemployed people or underemployed people, by small businesses and the owners, as well as, you know, the employees of those businesses, as well as the way to change your career in the middle of it. And an example, for example, that I would love to share with you guys is our partnership with UN Women in Mexico, where we're partnering with them on a program called Second Chance Education, where we're giving the opportunity to women that had to drop out of school pretty early, an opportunity for them to learn digital literacy through, and on top of that, use HP Life content for them to start a business or grow a business. We have in the last month or so, we had the first woman that actually went through the Second Chance education program, and she got a job. She had never touched a computer in her life before. She had never taken any online courses. So through this partnership, she was able to get a job, and she's currently working as an assistant in an office in Guadalajara, where she's actually based. And I love to share always those personal stories, because that's what in the end makes it for all of us. The other way to use HP Life is the integrated in curriculum in different universities, such as, for example, the National Association of Community Colleges in the United States is using HP Life content as classes as part of their syllabus, but also part of their homework. So you would have different professors that are teaching entrepreneurship use HP Life courses in their classes. It's also for career development. So changing if you at some point want to change your career and you want to go from working to starting your own business, this is also a good resource. The next thing, as I mentioned, HP Life is available in 7 different languages. I know, as a matter of fact, that a lot of you, English is not your native language. The other languages available are French, Mandarin Chinese, Arabic, Hindi, Portuguese, and Spanish. It is pretty equally used. I would say the language that is mostly used in HP Life as of now, a number of new users that we're getting is Arabic. And from what we have heard from our users, the translation is pretty accurate and makes it easy for people to use in their native language. I know from Sonia and the team that a lot of you are also planning to move to Canada shortly, and you are learning English and so on. What I also think would be a good thing for you guys to work on is you can take the same course in 2 different languages. So you could be taking it in your native language, if that is Spanish, and in English at the same time, for you to learn the terminology, but that way you learn English at the same time as the concepts. So I strongly recommend that you try that, especially if you want to get better at your English level, if that makes sense. And as a not English native speaker, I've done that, and it's really helpful. The next slide is, I wanted to give you a little bit more of a breakdown of what the different courses are. So you have a full-on list here, anything from design thinking. And the way that our courses work, you have courses that are soft skills and you have courses that are hard skills. By that, I mean, you have courses that teach you how to do profit and loss, but then we also have great courses such as successful mindset, and that's more of a course that helps you to strategize about your own life or your goals and how can you do that in the best possible way. The other resources which I think are very interesting about HP Life is that it's not just about the courses. You also will find a lot of success stories. So real people that have used HP Life courses, we will feature them on our platform, as well as webinars of different, HP. One of the webinars that I can think of is HP Life. An HP employee that did a webinar on profit and loss and how do you actually do that? How do you go through using an Excel spreadsheet and so on? There is also one in finding funding, which is interesting. So I strongly encourage you to also look into other resources, not just the courses, because they could be very helpful for you. Also, there is a list of articles that are relevant to the different courses that we have created. Those are also good resources for you to use. I wanted to get into a little bit more details of what the different partnerships that we have are here at HP Life, one of them being ACCES. So again, Sonia, thank you so much for this opportunity and being able to talk to all of you guys. But in the end of the day, HP Life, as I said, is a free resource. We wouldn't be able to do what we do if we didn't partner with very amazing different organizations, nonprofit ones and for-profit ones, for us to be able to reach these users for them to be able to use HP Life content. So I wanted to go through 2 different examples of partnerships that we have at HP Life, and one of them is with UNIDO in Tunisia. It's called Mashroi, so I apologize if I'm not pronouncing this correctly, but from what I understand, it means my project in Arabic, and this was a partnership created in 2013 by UNIDO, the Italian government, HP, and USAID. So the idea behind this was, we know as a matter of fact that there is a lot of unemployment in a country like Tunisia. So UNIDO approached us after seeing how valuable the content itself is, and they wanted to see if we were willing to figure out a partnership that would have an online component and a physical component. So the way that this program works is people have to take a certain amount of HP Life content online before they actually go physically to a physical location that UNIDO is running in Tunisia for them to do a face-to-face training. So the number of people that have taken the core HP Life courses currently in Tunisia is around 22,000 people, and they have taken around 230 30,000 HP live courses, which is a very impressive. And the thing that makes me very happy is that out of these 22,000 people that have taken HP live courses, around 1,600 have started their business. And if you were to notice here on the top right, on the top, the banner, these are actual people who took HP live content, and through this partnership, they were able to start their own business, anything from an olive oil factory, starting small, to a plexiglass production business, and so on. So, you know, to me, it shows that in the end of the day, we are able to for the content to be used properly as we intended. Due to the success of this program, there is the partnership was extended for another 5 years, and we're hoping to get to 6,000 people with new businesses in the next 5 years. So that's very exciting. The other one that is very fun to me is the Be Change Maker Challenge, and this is a global challenge that is run by HP and WorldSkills Foundation. The way that this challenge was created is we know that, you know, as I'm not sure if I've mentioned it at this stage, but a typical user at HP Life is anyone from 16 years old and above. So we have a good range of different people from different backgrounds and so on. So we wanted to come up with a social challenge where we called on different entrepreneurs around the world from the age of 18 to 35 for them to come up with a business idea that was based on the Sustainable Development Goals, so the 17 goals that the UN put together in 2015 on how to get to zero extreme poverty by 2030. So the way that this works is we open the applications every single year, so they are currently open. So if any of you already have some ideas, or your children or anyone that you know of a social enterprise, I would love for you or anyone to actually apply and be part of this program. And I will share with you the link when this presentation goes out. The link is in the presentation. But the idea behind this is not just applying, but it's actually taking these people through a career development program. What that means is that in the 3 months period that this program will run, the applicants will just have an idea. But during these 3 months, they are going to be taking 10 different HP Life courses. On top of this, they are going to have one-to-one coaching with experts from WorldSkills on anything from how to find funding, how to have a sustainability model, how to do social media marketing, and so on. And then at the same time, they are going to be mentored by HP employees. So we are matching different HP employees with different skills. So every 2 weeks, the people who go through, the applicants that go through the program would have a 30-minute opportunity for them to be mentored by HP employees. The way that the program itself works is out of the 200, I'll give you a snippet of how 2019 worked. Out of the 270 teams that applied in 2019, they were from 38 different countries, which is, you know, it shows you the variety. We had people from Africa, Latin America, Europe, North America. So it's a very good variety, and Asia of people. 30 teams will actually go through the programs, and then they will have to do 2 different online pitches, 2 HP employee as judges. And out of all of those 30 people, only 5 of them will go to a finale. So WorldSkills Foundation has a general assembly every single year where the 5 of the finalists are going to be flown to, and they are going to be given the opportunity to pitch live in front of a live audience. And out of all of these 5, only 1 will be the winner of the challenge. But we all have prizes for all top 3 teams, such as a small prize of 2,000 euros per team, as well as 1 month of continued coaching after the program is over. I wanted to give you a little bit more of an information on last year's winners, because in the end of the day, just those personal stories are what make it for me. One of my favorite teams that I should not probably say that, but I feel like we're all friends here now. It was a team from Morocco, this group of 3 girls who basically used the skin of fish that normally gets discarded and thrown out to create bags and wallets and belts and so on. So these girls basically came up with the idea, and through the Be Change Maker program, they were able to create prototypes and then start actually producing this product and get into the market. Through the HP, they were mentored by an HP employee based out of Morocco as well. So in an ideal world, we'll try to match you with someone that that could also be helpful to you from a networking perspective. So this team is currently working with the HP Morocco for them to create an HP sleeve, which is kind of a cover for a computer. So that's very, very, very exciting for us. And we always try to make sure that we don't just we support these entrepreneurs as much as we can. The other team that was very interesting, just to show you the diversity, was a team from Denmark, two 18-year-old guys who really cared about the fact that 1 in 5 children nowadays die from polluted air. So what they wanted to do is they wanted to create a pacifier that filtrates the air while they are basically using the pacifier. So when this challenge started, they had just the idea. Through the program, they created their first prototype, and they are currently now trying to figure out who their suppliers and so on are going to be, which is very exciting. So just to give you kind of an idea of the different entrepreneurs. So if any of you have an idea, please do apply, and please be part of this group of people. One of the teams last year was this team from, it's a different range of people, and it's very inspiring to work with these people. So I would love for any of you to apply if you have an idea, and if not, just please spread the word to anyone that you know. I wanted to kind of get one of the things that we wanted to do with HP Life is, we know as a matter of fact that once people get on our platform, they actually love the content. There is an average user takes up to 5 people. We don't necessarily have the most amazing brand awareness, so we're trying to change that. So my first call to action for today would be sign up to be an HP Life user. Share it with 5 people if it's possible. Let us know if you want to sign up to be to be change maker, and please share this as much as possible. As I said, my name is Ina Progonati. I am the HP Live global lead, and I would love to open the floor for any questions.
Thank you so much for such an informative webinar again. So we do already have some questions here, so we can start asking. And for everyone else, if you want to ask questions, please type them into the Q&A tab, and we can start taking them. And please note that you will all get a recording of this webinar sometime tomorrow. So if you'd like to watch it again, or you'd like to share it with someone, you will get a recording. All right, so the first question here is, are these courses recognized by employers?
They are, I'm not sure what you mean by recognition. The idea behind is that they will get, like, you can bring that yourself to an interview and so on. It's signed by our Chief Sustainability Officer. It's an accreditation from us, not necessarily from an institution, if that makes sense. So it's up to them if they want to take it or not.
Perfect, thank you. And do the certificates, do they have an expiration?
No, they don't, because the idea behind it is it shows that you have taken this course. It shows what your skills are, what you have learned from that course. So they do not expire.
Okay, so maybe this person needs some clarification. Is this program only for youth, or is it for everyone?
I think what this person I don't know if I'm Jatin, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I think you're talking about Be Change Maker. If you want to apply for Be Change Maker, you have to be 18 till 35, but that's specifically for that program. HP Live for you to sign up does not have an age limit. I mean, we have users that are in their 60s, we have users that are 16, so it's a quite a wide range of users, and the knowledge is it I mean, depends. Anyone can take them, if that makes sense.
Perfect, thank you. And will you be adding more courses moving forward?
Absolutely. So we are always looking to add more courses depending on what the interest is. I know, for example, that Francis, who's actually on the call as well, with that is a colleague of mine, is working on a circular economy course. So we're always looking to add new courses that are relevant. They're always going to be based around entrepreneurship because that's the point of HP Live. But in general, the strategy for new courses is we add 2 new courses a year, and we update 2 of the old courses because we want to make sure that they are always relevant.
Awesome, thank you. And would you have anything specific for educators of any kind?
We do. We actually have this, and that's what I meant earlier, but we have resources. We have an instructor manual. So the easiest way for people to take HP Life is to use this document, and this is available. I can share it with all of you, but it's basically an 80-page document that shows you anything from how to start to using HP Life to how do you teach the different courses, what are the activities, and so on. And we know, as a matter of fact, that that is probably the best model of HP, of how to go about HP Life if you don't do it in a self-paced mode, as in me going online and just like taking courses. But this document, which I can share, has exactly that. It's in a way a trainer's document that teaches you all the different steps for you to be able to go through different HP Life courses. Does that make sense? Whoever asked the question.
Let's see, I hope so. Next question is, would you know who designs the course contents or materials for
Yes,
e-learning?
I do. I work on them. So I don't know if you mean the design from like a perspective of the visuals, or if you mean about the content itself. So the content is coming from different experts, depending from anyone from HP, someone at HP corporation that has that knowledge. We call them subject matter experts, or it could be a professor. So we're working on another course with a professor in business at MIT. It could be it really depends from course to course, but it's people that have that expertise, if that makes sense. When it comes to the visual side, we work with for example, the growth engine business course that I mentioned earlier was created by BYU students that were graphic designers.
Thank you. And do you have any courses for like law, paralegals?
Not in law necessarily. It's more, as I said, entrepreneurship courses. So how to start a business, how to grow your business, not necessarily in law, unfortunately. And that is not going to change because HP Life, it's about entrepreneurship.
Thank you. And yeah, so if you wanted to open up your own law firm or, your own paralegal service, I think that would be a good.
You would use, correct. This would be good knowledge for you to have on how to actually run that business, but not necessarily for you to be a lawyer or a paralegal, if that makes sense.
And how long are each of these courses? Are they all different timelines?
I like to call them like snack bites. So it usually, if you were to sit down, it would take you anywhere from 45 minutes to 1 hour for you to be able to take them in one go. But depending on how you want to run with them is different. So some instructors will teach just the storyline 1 week, and then the next week they'll teach the business concept and so on. But if you were to sit down, it shouldn't take you more than 45 to 1 hour, if that makes sense.
Thank you. And if anyone needs any help during the course, like maybe troubleshooting or just clarifying something that they don't understand, will there be any guidance available or support?
Yeah, the way that the courses themselves are created is that every single definition it's usually explained. It's explained in the transcript of the platform of the content, or if you click on it. So every single concept or any single idea, or even if you need, for example, to use, if you're doing a profit and loss course and you need to use Excel and you have never used Excel, there will be a video on YouTube that teaches you how to start with using Excel to begin with. So even if you have zero knowledge on any of this, the courses are shaped in that way for you to be able to be self-sufficient, if that makes sense.
Thank you. And can non-for-profit organizations partner with your organization to offer those entrepreneurship courses?
Absolutely. That's exactly what we're looking for. It's a free product. Use it,
Mm-hmm.
share it. If you have any nonprofit partners or even if if you already have a small business and you have 3 employees and you want them to, learn how customer relationship management should work, or one of the latest courses that I worked on is fundamentals of the art of selling, fundamental of selling. So this just teaches you how to be a better salesperson, like how do you negotiate, or how if you have a customer that is unhappy, it just gives you tips for you to be able to be a better salesperson.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And is there any assessment piece in the courses?
There are, I guess what they mean by assessment is there are activities. So you need to
Okay.
be able to do A, B, C, D activities in order for you to pass to the next side of the next step of the course.
All right. And will this certificate help in, applying for jobs in the future?
I mean, it shows that you have that knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that I know as a matter of fact. For example, I saw on Twitch a couple of days ago, a user of HP Live had actually taken a bunch of courses and submitted used the images of the certificate for a post, and then he got reshared. And it's more for you to show to an employer that you would have this knowledge, that you have taken this, but it's up to them if they want to accept it or not, or if it should help you, I would think, logically, because it just shows that you have that content in your mind and you have processed it.
Okay. And how does HP benefit from this life initiative?
HP does not at all, because this is a free product of the HP Foundation. So the way that this works is basically part, as I mentioned earlier, the 3 different pillars that HP Sustainability has as a goal, as a corporation. It's free. There is absolutely no benefit to HP Inc. for it, or HP Foundation. It's just a matter of giving back to society.
Thank you. So we're down to our last question. If anyone else has any other questions, please type them into the Q&A tab. So the last question here is, I think it just needs clarification. So are these courses online only, or can people do them in person as well?
They are online. The point of the HP Live platform is
Mm-hmm.
that everything is online, and that's what's the beauty of it, and it's so appropriate for COVID. But there are, for example, if you are based it depends on the partnerships that are being run. There is opportunities for you to have some sort of a face-to-face. As I mentioned, for example, the Tunisia example, UNIDO is the partner that is actually running the face-to-face, but they are using HP Live content. Does it make sense?
Yes, thank you so much. So I guess that answers all of our questions today. Thank you so much for introducing this initiative to our viewers. I hope everyone will be able to go online and sign up today. And yes, thank you for everyone for taking the time out today. And thank you so much, HP team, to take up the time today. I
Thank you,
have a few more
Sonia.
slides I'd like to go over, but would you like to say anything before we move forward?
I would love that. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you all sign up. If you have any questions, my email is here. Feel free to email me. If you have any other questions on HP Life, or if you start taking the course, and please do share the word about it, because it's really a great content, and I would love to hear from you if you take any of them.